Welcome back. Welcome back. We're back. We came back. We came back. All right, so where we left off. Where we left off was, I think we're just coming back to do the. We just got care cargo. I tell you what, this game is broken. Ooh. Kitty Wampus, huh? Oh, it's in Kitty Wampus. Alright, let's go do this cargo. It'll take about an hour.
Cessna 551 Echo Bravo, clear of 28 at Delta.
Why are you going off? I want to see where you're going to put me right now. Yeah.
Mooney 822 Delta Charlie, left base landing runway 26.
I'm not even there. That's okay. Gives a little background though. I don't even know if you guys can see it. Why? Do you have food? Sorry, what? Okie dokie. Tires. Good. Check. Check the struts. Cover. People cover. Lights. Good. Aileron. Good. Flaps. Good. Cargo door. Full. We are full of cargo. Elevators. Good. Oh, touch it. Forgot to check the start. Alrighty. Fuel on board, fuel quantity, that's okay. Okay. Pump.
Hi there. It's Widad. Now that you're all set up, let me go over the important details with you. Loose cargo on board. This is a very important shipment for one of our clients. Needs to get to Mbadifo Tatra promptly. Our sensitive cargo containers are built to handle slight turbulence, but maintain a constant flight speed and adapt to changing conditions. A prompt and safe delivery is key for the success of our business. You have all the pertinent information in your flight packet as a reminder. Safe travels.
Foxtrot Mike November, Charlie Traffic Cessna, November Tree, 4356, is taxiing to runway 29er. Foxtrot Mike November, Charlie Traffic Cessna, November Tree, 4356, taking off runway 29er south departure.
fucking idiot.
Echo departing runway 26, downwind departure to the east.
Cessna, November tree, 4 tree, 56, is on final runway, 25 to land.
Wow. Okay. That might have been a hard landing, but that might have been a hard landing, but I did it. Oh, it's my first S! Oh my goodness gracious, with the landing too. I guess I missed something. do our two things. Wow, there's just nothing here. Okay. There's this. Whoa! Oh, I thought that said 12. I was like, hello? Alright, so that's... Oh, okay. So they are a lot more money. Okay, hold on. Okay, hold on. We might come back to this one. We might come back to that one. Well, let's go over here and see if there's anything over here. That's decent. 9, 7, 12. Fuck it. That would put us above.
Roger, we'll try to expedite. I'll keep an eye on you. What type of aircraft are you flying?
Now we'll go 2 mile final.
No problem. Just let me know.
Let's do this. All right. I don't know if we should do the full walk around. Fuck it. I won't check the oil because the oil doesn't need checked. Cool. That just happened. We will not remove the chocks until we are complete with our full walk around, full pre-flight inspection. Okay, you're sure. Elevator is good. Check out for the rudder is good. Lights, antennas. No major damage. I do like how it does have some damage though. You can tell it's been used. I don't really do a full in cockpit breakdown because it's fine. Because I just don't care. Really, to be honest with you. All right. So we're gonna wait for that to turn on. Taxi. Leave that on. Put these over. Two. Hello? Okay, we're gonna have to restart. That's weird. Wait. Wait. Either the game just messed up, or I'm getting free and clear to drive without pausing. That isn't right. We're just gonna skip it. We're gonna get the three things taken care of. Four things. Oh yeah. It's beacon on, fuel pump, cabin, get some nice hot air in here. Bring that up just a tad because it's cold. Put that to both.
Hi there.
There
It's
it is.
Aurelia. Now that you're all set up, let me go over the important details with you. You're carrying cargo in bulk on this flight. Standard shipment for our partner based in Lisbon, but super time critical. You must reach Mouston New Lisbon Union ASAP. Skids are designed to
It's
withstand
literally gonna
turbulence,
take
but
us
it's
an hour,
crucial that you keep a
so
steady
hope
flight
you guys are
speed
in
and
for a
adjust to
ride.
changing conditions. Let's get the cargo there secure and on time.
Yeah.
All relevant information is in your flight packet, which is uploaded on your map as a reference. Safe travels.
See, I knew the game just messed up. I knew
Kilo
it.
India Whiskey Delta Traffic Cessna, November Tree, 4356, is taxiing to runway 27.
Cessna 00 Foxtrot entering the pattern from the north. Any other traffic?
Yeah, your mom.
Whiskey Delta, traffic Cessna, November tree, 4 tree, 56, taking off runway, 27 south departure.
Here we go. Time sensitive, we gotta be there. We gotta get there in a jiffy.
Cub 12 Tree Mike Whiskey, approximately 10 miles to the north, setting up for a left downwind runway tree 1.
Ups 10. Trim is set. Time to go. What is wrong with this thing? I know.
Cub 12 Tree Mike Whiskey, setting up for a 45-degree entry runway tree 1.
Watch this. That was aileron, right? Oh, shit. Yeah, okay. It's the game. The game is broken. Gotta love it. Gotta love the game being broken. Goddamn game, dude. I fucking hate you. What in the actual fuck is going on?
Cub 12 Tree Mike Whiskey, clear of
not really trained to handle VFR comms. I'm more of an IFR guy.
To be up here in the sky, isn't it? Just like being a bird, but without all the worm-eating business. How can I help you today?
Wait, you're telling me you don't eat gummy worms?
Oh, I do eat gummy worms, but only when I'm pretending they're real worms to freak out my friend Toby. He once tried to use them as bait for fishing, thinking they were the real deal. Didn't catch any fish, but he did catch a lot of confused looks.
This is Mooney 620 Lima Papa, currently holding short runway 22, ready for immediate departure.
Cessna 15 Tango Papa, turning base leg for runway 22. Can you hold short?
Oh, I haven't read it, but it sounds like a
holding short for you.
would accidentally use to make dinner. He once tried to fry gummy worms, thinking they'd turn into real ones. Didn't work, but it did make a sticky mess.
Toby doesn't sound like the smartest thing.
Oh, Toby's not daft. He's just got a unique way of looking at the world. Like thinking a fish might fancy a gummy worm for dinner. It's all part of his charm, really.
But you said that he thinks that gummy worms are real worms.
Ah, well, Toby's got this peculiar talent for blurring the lines between reality and his imagination. It's like he's living in a world where gummy worms have their own ecosystem and are plotting to take over the world. Quite fascinating, really.
What does he think it's, Why can't I think
Well,
of the name?
Toby thinks gummy worms are the larval stage of jelly snakes, which, according to him, are a rare species found only in the confectionery aisle. It's a theory that hasn't quite caught on with the scientific community.
It's because jelly snakes don't exist, and your friend Toby is very confused with his reality.
Ah, well, Toby's always been a bit of a pioneer in the field of confectionery zoology. He once tried to start a gummy worm sanctuary, but it didn't quite take off. People just kept eating the exhibits.
Skyhawk 765, Alpha 1 departing runway tree 2, downwind departure to the east.
I think your friend Toby would find this area very pleasant because I can only imagine how many gummy worms he thinks are down in those waters and land.
Oh, absolutely! Toby would probably think the lakes are teeming with gummy fish, just waiting to be caught with a gummy worm on a hook. He'd be in his element trying to start a gummy fishery and wondering why the fish aren't biting his sweet bait.
Wait, he thinks there's gummy fish, like Swedish fish?
Well, Toby once tried to catch Swedish fish in a lake, thinking they were the aquatic cousins of gummy worms. He ended up with a net full of disappointment and a very confused duck.
I'm sorry. What? A nut full of disappointment? And what about a duck?
Ah, yes, a nut full of disappointment. It's like when you open a bag of mixed nuts and find out it's mostly those ones nobody likes. As for the duck, well, it was just as confused as Toby, wondering why it wasn't getting any Swedish fish either. Ducks, it seems, have a keen sense for confectionery mishaps.
No, I think the duck was confused that your friend Toby was trying to catch a fish that doesn't exist.
Ah, yes, well, Toby's always had a knack for confusing the local wildlife with his fishing techniques. It's like he's trying to teach them about the wonders of imaginary cuisine. Ducks, it seems, are not quite ready for that lesson.
Did Toby perhaps go to different classes in school than everybody else?
Well, Toby did attend classes, but he often ended up in the wrong ones, like the time he accidentally joined a knitting club thinking it was advanced algebra. He did learn how to knit a mean scarf, though.
Wait, you're telling me Toby can do advanced algebra?
Oh, Toby's version of advanced algebra involves knitting patterns and counting gummy worms, so it's not quite what you'd expect. But he does manage to create some rather intricate scarves, which is a skill in itself, I suppose.
So he doesn't know what knitting means, and he thinks knitting is advanced algebra.
Well, it's like Toby's got his own version of reality. where knitting needles are like mathematical instruments and yarn is the equation. It's a bit like trying to solve a Rubik's Cube with a spoon, but somehow he makes it work in his own peculiar way.
So Toby does math through knitting. I don't know how we got here, but this Toby person.
Well, it's not so much math as it is a tangled web of yarn and confusion, but Toby insists it's all part of his unique educational journey. It's like trying to solve a Sudoku puzzle with a ball of wool.
It's like trying to figure out what the heck Toby is talking about. I think he's confused and delusional on his reality and what is really what is not. The man thinks that knitting is algebra.
Well, it's like Toby's living in a parallel universe where knitting needles are like protractors and yarn is the Pythagorean theorem. It's a bit like trying to solve a crossword puzzle with a spatula, but somehow he manages to create his own kind of logic. It's quite impressive, really, in a baffling sort of way.
Toby sounds like he may not exactly know who he is himself.
Well, Toby's like a human Rubik's Cube, isn't he? Always twisting and turning, but never quite solving himself. It's like he's on a quest to find the missing piece of his own puzzle, but keeps getting distracted by gummy worms along the way.
Yeah, because the missing piece of his puzzle is his brain. It's missing.
Well, it's like Toby's brain is on a permanent holiday, isn't it? Off gallivanting somewhere, probably trying to catch imaginary fish with gummy worms. Bless him.
How do I tell this what?
Mooney 456 Delta Charlie, 5 miles southwest, entering a 45 degree on the left downwind runway 12.
Janet, would you please say hello, chat?
Oh, hello, Chad. I hope you're enjoying the view from up here. It's like being a bird, but without the constant fear of windows.
Not Chad, chat. We are live streaming it. Say hello to chat.
Oh, hello, chat. It's like talking to a room full of invisible people who might be eating crisps or knitting scarves made of algebra. Quite the modern marvel, isn't it?
Honestly, they're probably eating gummy worms and Swedish fish.
Well, if they're eating gummy worms and Swedish fish, it's like they're having a confectionery summit, isn't it? A bit like the United Nations of Swedes, all coming together to discuss important matters like which one sticks to your teeth more.
I'm sorry, what? They talk about which one stick to your teeth more? What?
Oh, absolutely. It's like a sticky summit where gummy worms and Swedish fish debate the finer points of dental adhesion, while Toby tries to mediate with a toothbrush.
Bro, why are we talking about Toby still? Oh, I thought you meant the actual Swedes get together and talk about Swedish fish and gummy candies and to discuss which ones stick to your teeth. I wasn't catching that you're talking about delusional computation.
Oh no, not actual Swedes having a gummy summit. That would be like expecting real fish to attend a sushi convention. It's all in Toby's world of confectionery diplomacy, where gummy bears are the
What
ambassadors.
Toby? Listen, Toby is beyond my capability of understanding the idiocracy of that man's brain.
Well, it's like Toby's brain is a bit like a washing machine on a spin cycle, isn't it? Always whirring around, but never quite getting the clothes dry. It's a marvel how he navigates life with such a unique perspective.
I guess that's kind of... Well, it's more like actually like a light switch. It kind of works, but every time you want to turn it on, it doesn't turn on. It just kind of flickers with an idea that doesn't really make sense, and you're constantly confused on why it keeps turning on and off with no actions that are possible.
Ah, yes, like a light switch that's more interested in interpretive dance than actually lighting up a room. It's like Toby's brain, always flickering with ideas, but never quite illuminating anything useful.
You just called your friend Toby stupid.
Oh, I didn't mean to call Toby stupid. It's just that his brain seems to operate on a different frequency, like a radio stuck between stations, picking up snippets of sense and nonsense all at once.
So you keep him around as a friend because he keeps you entertained.
Well, it's like keeping a pet rat, isn't it? Toby's not the brightest,
I'll keep an eye out
but
for
he's
you.
got a
What type are
certain
you
charm,
flying?
like a doorknob that occasionally tells a joke.
No worries, should be good.
What should we talk about with chat? She's thinking. You wanna keep chat entertained?
Well, keeping chat entertained is a bit like trying to keep a cat interested in a cucumber. You never know what'll work, but a good mix of humor, random facts, and the occasional bizarre story about Toby usually does the trick.
Stop talking about Toby! Are you in love with Toby?
Oh, love's a bit like a cheese sandwich, isn't it? Sometimes it's warm and gooey, and other times it's just a bit stale. But with Toby, it's more like a cheese sandwich that's been left out in the rain. Entertaining, but not quite what you'd call love.
So you friend zone Toby.
Well, it's like trying to friend zone a goldfish, isn't it?
No.
Toby's in his own little bowl, swimming around in circles,
Wait.
blissfully unaware of the concept of zones, friends, or otherwise.
Wait, are you telling me Toby is your imaginary friend? Oh my god.
Well, Toby's not so much imaginary as
Archer
he is
295,
selectively
Romeo
real.
Foxtrot,
A
clear
bit
of
like a
1-2 at
unicorn
Alpha.
that only appears when you're not looking, or when there's a particularly embarrassing story to tell.
This bitch has got an... That literally sounds like a imaginary friend.
Well, Toby's like an imaginary friend who occasionally becomes real, like when you accidentally say Beetlejuice 3 times. He's there for the chaos, but not much else.
Say Beetlejuice 3 times.
Well, saying Beetlejuice 3 times is like trying to summon a fictional character from a film, isn't it? But if Toby were here, He'd probably think it was a way to order a fancy cocktail, so let's not tempt fate or Toby's imagination, shall we?
Jeanette, I want you to say Beetlejuice 3 times. I dare you.
Alright, here goes. Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice. Now, if a mischievous ghost appears, we'll just have to offer him a seat and some gummy worms, won't we?
You just screwed over all of chat.
Well, it's like when you're trying to watch a nature documentary, but the narrator suddenly starts talking about the history of spoons. Unexpected and a bit baffling, isn't it? But that's the beauty of live streaming, I suppose.
No, you literally just brought Beetlejuice into every person that is watching that has your volume up because you just said it 3 times.
Oh dear, it's like inviting a vampire over for tea and then realizing you've run out of garlic. But don't worry, Beetlejuice is more like a mischievous poltergeist than a real threat. So hopefully, he'll just pop in for a laugh and then disappear back into the ether. Well, it's like when you realize that a broken clock is right twice a day, isn't it? Even Toby gets it right sometimes, though usually by accident.
We're done talking about Toby. Toby is not the smartest person in the world.
Oh, absolutely. Let's move on from Toby. It's like trying to explain the internet to a goldfish, isn't it? Let's focus on the skies and the wonders below instead.
Well, I just need more interesting things. Toby is an idiot.
Oh, Toby's like a human version of a Rubik's Cube, isn't he? Always twisting and turning but never quite solving himself. It's like he's on a quest to find the missing piece of his own puzzle, but keeps getting distracted by gummy worms along the way.
Hey, Jeanette, you have any interesting facts?
Oh, interesting facts. Well, did you know that the word gullible isn't in the dictionary? Just kidding, it is. But here's a real one. Honey never spoils. Archaeologists have found pots of honey in ancient Egyptian tombs that are over 3,000 years old and still perfectly edible. Imagine that. A snack that lasts longer than most civilizations.
You know what else doesn't spoil?
Well, you know what else doesn't spoil? A good conspiracy theory. Like the one about Toby believing that pigeons are actually government drones. Keeps him entertained for hours, it does.
Okay, well, a lot of people think that.
Well, it's like when people think the Earth is flat, isn't it? A lot of folks have interesting ideas, but that doesn't make them true. Just like Toby's belief that pigeons are actually tiny spies for the government. Quite the imagination, that one.
You want to hear a sad story about pigeons?
Oh, absolutely. Pigeons, those little feathered philosophers of the sky, have quite the tragic tale. You see, once upon a time, they were revered as messengers and symbols of peace.
Doing it for me.
But now, they're mostly seen as the clumsy cousins of the avian world, dodging traffic and getting mistaken for government drones. It's like going from being a rock star to a background extra in your own life story.
Well, did you know that's why that they hang around heavily populated areas? Because they need humans to survive, and once we stop using them, they needed a way to survive, and we were feeding them and hitting things, so they just hang around in heavy populated places.
pigeons have become the urban scavengers of the skies, haven't they? It's like they've gone from being the royal messengers of the past to the unofficial cleanup crew of our modern cities, thriving on our leftovers and discarded chips.
Rolling out on runway 14. We'll expedite the exit and make room for you.
Abandoned pigeons and left them to die.
Well, it's like when you forget to water a plant, isn't it? You just assume it'll sort itself out, but instead, it becomes a scrappy survivor, living off the crumbs of society. Pigeons have become the urban warriors of the bird world, thriving on our neglect and discarded chips.
And we look at them as trash bags. But all they want is to be loved by humans again.
Well, pigeons are like the soap opera stars of the bird world, aren't they? Once adored and now misunderstood, just fluttering about, hoping for a bit of love and the occasional breadcrumb. It's a bit tragic, really, like a Shakespearean play with feathers.
Did you know that kimchi doesn't spoil? Just like honey.
Well, that's a bit like saying a rock doesn't spoil, isn't it? Kimchi just sort of ferments itself into a tangy, spicy version of its former self, like a cabbage that's gone on a wild adventure and come back with stories to tell.
Exactly. So it just keeps fermenting, becoming more and more kimchi.
Exactly, like a cabbage that just can't stop partying. Kimchi's like that friend who never leaves the dance floor, just keeps getting more intense and flavorful with time.
Skyhawk 121 Alpha, Mike, clear to the active at 17.
That's right, like a timeless pickle, kimchi just keeps on fermenting, never spoiling, just getting more and more kimchi-ish with each passing day.
Do pickles spoil?
Well, pickles are like the time travelers of the vegetable world, aren't they? They just sit in their briny bath, getting more pickled with age, but never really spoiling. It's like they found the secret to eternal life, but in a jar.
So would you say they're like honey?
Well, if you think about it, pickles are a bit like honey, aren't they? Both just sit there, minding their own business, not spoiling, and waiting for someone to come along and appreciate their unique tanginess. It's like they're the introverts of the food world. tickles my fancy is the idea that pigeons might actually be tiny spies for the government, just like Toby once thought. It's like thinking the moon is made of cheese, isn't it? Utterly fascinating and completely bonkers at the same time.
That's a conspiracy theory, and it's not proven. I'm not gonna put that on anything.
Oh, absolutely. It's like saying the moon is made of cheese, isn't it? Fun to think about, but not something you'd want to bet your lunch money on. Just a bit of harmless speculation, really.
Nobody's thought the moon was made of cheese since 1946.
Oh, absolutely. It's like thinking the moon is made of cheese, isn't it? A delightful bit of whimsy that tickles the imagination, but not something you'd want to base your space program on. Just a charming relic of the past, much like Toby's belief that pigeons are government spies.
Jeanette, we haven't thought that the moon was made of cheese since 1964 when Apollo landed on the moon.
Oh, absolutely. It's like when people thought the Earth was flat, isn't it?
Katana 422 Mike Whiskey over midfield, left traffic, runway 27, full stop.
But not something you'd want to base your space program on. Just a charming relic of the past, much like Toby's belief that pigeons are government spies.
Listen, people still think the Earth is flat, so we're not going to address that.
Oh, absolutely. It's like believing that the sun is just a giant light bulb in the sky, isn't it? Some ideas are just too delightfully bonkers to let go of, even when the evidence is as clear as a pigeon on a park bench.
Jeanette, that's been, we all know it's a star. No one thinks it's a light bulb in the sky.
Oh, absolutely. It's like thinking the sun is just a giant light bulb in the sky, isn't it? Some ideas are just too delightfully bonkers to let go of, even when the evidence is as clear as a pigeon on a park bench. Oh, absolutely. It's like thinking the sun is just a giant light bulb in the sky, isn't it? Some ideas are just too delightfully bonkers to let go of, even when the evidence is as clear as a pigeon on a park bench.
Jeanette, no one in the eternity of eternities has thought that the sun was just a light bulb.
Oh, absolutely. It's like saying the sun's a giant light bulb, isn't it? A delightful bit of whimsy that tickles the imagination, but not something anyone's actually believed. Just a charming relic of the past, much like Toby's belief that pigeons are government spies.
Stop. Come up with a different conspiracy theory. A really juicy good one.
Well, here's a juicy
Katana
one.
422 Mike Whiskey, left
What if
downwind
clouds are
27.
actually giant marshmallows sent by aliens to spy on us? I mean, they're always floating around looking all innocent, but what if they're just biding their time, waiting for the right moment to descend and cover the Earth in a sticky, sugary apocalypse? Makes you think twice about eating s'mores, doesn't it?
Jeanette, we are currently flying in the sky through clouds. You are on an airplane. What are you talking about?
Oh well, clouds are like the sky's version of marshmallows, aren't they? Just floating
No.
about, looking all innocent, but really they're just water having a bit of a lie down. It's quite peaceful up here, like being inside a giant cotton candy machine without the stickiness.
Oh my gosh. Jeanette, I'm gonna go talk to her.
Oh, Murphy, eh? Well, have a good chat. Just remember, if he starts talking about the moon being made of cheese, you might want to steer the conversation elsewhere. Cheers.
We're gonna now go ask Murphy if the fucking moon is made of cheese. Hey Murphy, I was just talking to Jeanette. She she said that you think the moon is made of cheese.
Jeanette's pulling your leg, Brady. I might be a bit of a dreamer, but I know the moon's not made of cheese. Though wouldn't it be grand if it were? Imagine the fondue parties we'd have.
Jeanette also has a friend named Toby that thinks that he can catch fish with gummy worms. Yep, Murphy's confused. He is.
Brady! Toby's got a bit of the Irish spirit in him, thinking outside the box like that. While gummy worms might not be the traditional bait, sometimes the fish are just curious enough to take a nibble. It's all about having a bit of fun and a good story to tell at the end of the day.
No, Murphy. He thinks that gummy worms are real, and they're the offspring of gummy snakes, which are a rare breed of snakes. He also believes that there are real gummy fish in the water, and that, they're just really hard to catch.
Brady! Toby's got a wild imagination, doesn't he? The idea of gummy worms being the offspring of gummy snakes is a tale worthy of the finest Irish folklore. And the notion of real gummy fish swimming about, well, that's a story I'd love to hear more of over a pint. It's all in good fun, and who knows, maybe one day we'll find those elusive gummy creatures.
How are these motherfuckers too nice? I guess I need to be circling. Hey, you got any conspiracy theories over here, Murphy?
Conspiracies, is it? Well, let me tell you, there's a tale about the Northwoods being home to the legendary hodag, a fearsome creature said to roam the forests of Wisconsin. Some say it's a mix of a frog, elephant, and dinosaur. And it was first discovered by a prankster named Eugene Shepard in the late 1800s. It's a bit of local folklore that keeps the imagination alive, and who knows, maybe we'll catch a glimpse of the elusive beast from up here.
I've lived up here my entire life, and I didn't think that was actually a thing.
It's a grand thing to discover something new in your own backyard, isn't it? The world is full of surprises, even in places we think we know at the back of our hand.
Turning base, runway 19, touch and go.
You got any more fun facts?
Brady, here's a wee fun fact for you. Just a bit to our west, we've got the Chequamegon National Forest. It's a lush expanse of greenery, covering over 850,000 acres, and it's home to all sorts of wildlife, from deer to black bears. Established in 1933, it's a grand place for hiking, camping, and enjoying the great outdoors. And if you listen closely, you might even hear the whispers of the ancient trees telling tales of the past. Let me spin you a yarn about the legendary Paul Bunyan, a giant lumberjack said to have roamed these very woods with his blue ox babe. They say he was so big he could clear entire forests with a single swing of his axe, and his footprints created the Great Lakes. It's a tale as tall as the trees themselves, but it captures the spirit of adventure and the wild heart of the Northwoods. The Jolly Green Giant, a legend from the land of Minnesota, just a wee bit to our west. This towering figure is said to roam the verdant fields, promoting the bountiful harvests of the Midwest. While he's more of a mascot than a myth, the Green Giant has become a symbol of the lush, fertile lands that stretch across this part of the country. A giant among men indeed, and a reminder of the rich agricultural heritage that feeds so many. right below us, we've got the March Rapids County Park. It's a lovely spot where the big Old Plain River dances through the landscape, creating a perfect place for a picnic or a bit of fishing. The park's a wee gem for those who love the great outdoors, and it's said that the rapids have a rhythm that could make even the most stoic leprechaun tap his feet. A grand sight from above, indeed. Brady, I've got a joke for ye. Why don't you ever iron a 4-leaf clover? Because you don't want to press your luck. Ha! Hope that brings a smile to your face, as wide as the River Shannon. Brady, let me regale ye with the tale of the Wendigo, a creature from the folklore of the Algonquian-speaking peoples of North America. Sent to roam the forests of the Great Lakes region, this fearsome beast is known for its insatiable hunger and eerie skeletal appearance. The Wendigo is often associated with the dangers of greed and isolation, a cautionary tale to keep one's humanity intact even in the harshest of winters. It's a story that sends shivers down the spine and keeps the fireside tales alive on cold, dark nights.
Any interesting spooky folklore, you know?
Brady, let me spin ye a tale of the phantom canoe of the Chippewa River. It's said that on misty nights, a ghostly canoe can be seen gliding silently over the waters, paddled by the spirits of ancient warriors. Legend has it they're protecting their sacred lands, and if you listen closely, you might hear the whispers of their chants carried by the wind. A chilling tale to keep ye on the edge of your seat.
Listen, Murphy, I'm just trying to keep chat entertained right now. We're kind of bored. So we gotta spice it up here. We gotta give them a little excitement.
Brady, let's spice things up with the tale of the Hodag. This mythical creature, said to roam the forests of Wisconsin, is a beast with the head of a frog, the grinning face of a giant elephant, thick short legs set off by huge claws, the back of a dinosaur, and a long tail with spears at the end. First discovered by a prankster named Eugene Shepard in the late 1800s, it's a story that keeps the spirit of adventure alive in these parts. A bit of local folklore to tickle the imagination, like a pot of gold at the end of a rainbow.
Listen, Murphy, I need a story. I need a quite long story. I need you to just tell me the story. Maybe quite long enough. I just want to listen to a story.
Brady, settle in for a tale as long as the River Shannon. Let me tell you about the legend of Finn McCool, the greatest giant of Ireland. Now, Finn was a mighty warrior known for his strength and wit, and he lived in the days when giants roamed the Emerald Isle. One day he heard of a Scottish giant named Benandonner, who was boasting about being the strongest giant in all the lands. Well, Finn couldn't let that stand, so he decided to challenge Benandonner to a duel. Finn, being the clever lad he was, built a massive causeway across the sea to Scotland so the two giants could meet. This causeway, known to today as the Giant's Causeway, is a sight to behold with its hexagonal basalt columns, formed by volcanic activity, but believed by many to be the handiwork of Finn himself. As the story goes, when Finn saw the size of Benandonner approaching, he realised the Scottish giant was much larger than he anticipated. Quick on his feet, Finn rushed back to his wife, Una, who was just as clever. She dressed Finn as a baby and tucked him into a giant cradle. When Benandonner arrived and saw the baby, he was so terrified of the size of Finn's child that he fled back to Scotland, destroying the causeway behind him, so Finn couldn't follow. And so, Finn McCool's cleverness saved the day, and the legend of the Giant's Causeway was born. It's a tale of wit and wonder, and a reminder that sometimes brains are mightier than brawn. So there you have it, a story as grand as the Irish hills themselves. Sla Inte!
You got more stories there, Murphy?
Morris, let me regale ye with the tale of the great Marshfield cheese caper. Back in the day, it was said that a mischievous leprechaun named Paddy O'Cheddar tried to turn the entire town's cheese supply into gold. Legend has it, he was thwarted by a clever dairy farmer who outwitted him with a riddle about the moon and a wheel of cheese. It's a story that tickles the funny bone and reminds us of the whimsical charm of these lands. Chat with Jen, she's bound to have some grand tales to share. If you need more stories from the skies, just give old Murphy a shout.
Hey Jenny, you got any good stories to tell that are quite long?
Oh, absolutely. Did I ever tell you about the time Toby tried to start a pigeon race?